but you might receive some issues from your customers. For example, oh, I cannot send my emails out today, or all my emails sent out were marked as spam by my customer's mail server. So we receive these kind of problems. And I think to win the case successfully, and even to do the case studies with the customers, all these 3 stages must be done well without noticeable flaws. But I think the first stage won't be a big issue for us, because if you have any feature requests or any questions about the solution, you can just send us email, and Kami and the whole MailPlus team can reply your question in just 24 hours. That's not a big issue for us. But the second and the third stages require a lot of on-site support. And as you can see, we have one Rock, and he's in Taiwan, so there's no way we can solve all the problems by ourselves in Singapore. That's why we want to design this training for you. We want to use Rock to share all his knowledge and his experience again from the cases in the past 2 years to make sure you can handle all the situations happening in these 2 stages. Yeah, and this won't be just a one-time training. This one-time training cannot make us the expert of MailPlus. So we've come with a comprehensive plan. So after this training, you all know we will have a quiz. And don't worry, it's a simple quiz. You all can pass it. And once you pass the quiz, we will put your name on our official website. There's a section called the Mail Specialist. So if any customers who are interested in our solution, they will contact you and ask you about the question and even deploy the MailPlus in their company. So you can implement all the knowledge and skills learned today to be more familiar with our solution. And it's not just it. We also will do a marketing campaign next week. We'll mainly compare MailPlus with other public cloud solutions such as Google G Suite and Office 365 to highlight the advantages of MailPlus. For example, the lower total cost, the better privacy, and server manageability. And I have to say that we've proven that these advantages can actually attract certain business users to MailPlus, as I've shown the case studies before. Yeah, so we think that this campaign can also generate some cases, and we will also allocate all those cases to our mail specialists. So you have more cases to implement the knowledge, because ultimately, we hope that all of you can become the MailPlus expert. With this, your help, we can build the MailPlus ecosystem, just like Microsoft Exchange and IBM Document. We need strong partners on the front line to solve the problems from our customers. Yeah, so I have to say, really thank you very much for joining our training today. And I think, so am I streaming?
Yeah.
Wow.
XP.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just continue my presentation. And I think with your help and the price advantage and our reputation in this industry, we can all make MailPlus a competitive solution in this market. And by the way, I think we have another advantage is that we have a very active development team in Taiwan that can continue to provide new features almost every quarter. For example, I think 2 days ago, we just announced our new beta. So if you go to our website right now, you can see the MailPlus 2.1 beta. It also comes with a lot of new features. For example, now we have the mail search feature that allows you to do the universal mail search on all email accounts. So you can check certain emails with a certain criteria, search criteria. And if you receive GDPR request, have you heard of this law? Yeah, that means that if an EU citizen wants to delete all his personal information in your mail server, you can use this feature to find the email and then just delete it from database. So you can comply with this law. Yeah, I think in Singapore, you have a lot of business with Europe and Western countries. So I think this feature is quite important. And then we also integrated with the Google Migration API, which means now you don't need to collect the password from every user in order to access their mailboxes to migrate the emails. You can just use the service key to migrate all the emails for them, so you can save a lot of time. Yeah. And then lastly, we also have a lot of enhancement on our web client. For example, now we have the single master view. So if you are our user, you can use this view mode to check your emails. And then we also have the new hardware action design. So you can just hover to an email and you can just delete it or archive it without opening it, so you can see it. And you can check more features on our release notes. For example, we solve the problems to log into Outlook. Before, you cannot log into Outlook with just an email address. Now we support logging in with the email address. Yeah, so if possible, please do consider downloading this version and try out new features. I promise you won't be disappointed. Okay. So basically, that's the end of my part. And if you have any questions regarding the feature, just let me know. I'll be here all the day. And right now, let's welcome our technical support Rock to lead our agenda today.
Set up. Give me a minute. So, it's very nice of you guys to participate in this MailPlus training today. My name is Rock, and I'm the technical support of MailPlus Synology headquarters. And today, in consideration of heavy traffic later on, so I'll try my best to make everything done in time. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, first of all, in today's content, we're going to talk about things like, for example, the first part we're going to talk about how the mail system work, and how to make the mail system work. Then we're going to talk about how to make your mail system better, including security mechanisms and high availability cluster. And in the last part of the first session, we're going to talk about issues you guys might have a very high possibility to encounter. How to migrate mail data from other mail systems. And in the second part, we're going to talk about logs. What is the content in the log, and how to troubleshoot all the common issues in MailPlus system and MailPlus. And in the very last session, we're going to share some real cases to you. Okay? Okay, now let's talk about how a mail system works. So a mail flow like this, whenever a mail is sent, like you write a new mail in your client, such as Outlook, it's stored from the mail client. Then the mail will connect to your mail server, performing a login action, and send the mail to your mail server. Okay, after that, your mail server will start to try to find out where the recipient is located by querying DNS record from DNS server. Once the location is known, mail server will try to connect to the recipient's mail server and send the mail to it. If a mail is accepted, the recipient can then read the mail via POP3 or IMAP protocol. Now, please note that some of those network settings, such as forwarding, are not included in this diagram. So they are essential, but we're gonna just ignore it. So we're going to talk about the things that is most fundamental, which is DNS record. So DNS record actually tells which machine is used to exchange mail, the DNS record, and then you have to publish a corresponding A record that is used to claim where the machine is located. So let's take a look at an example here. So here is a GoDaddy interface. Now you can see a user has specified that MX record is a subdomain called mail, right? Here. Now, a corresponding A record is then published to specify, to claim where this subdomain mail is located. which is this, right? Now, let's check another example right here. So here's another example that user has misconfigured his A record so that there's no corresponding IP address shown when you are looking up a MX record. So as you can see in MX toolbox, it will show no A record. That means your mail server is unreachable. And the reason is that the user has misconfigured his A record. He puts a full domain name into the subdomain. So which means you have to look at this domain name instead of a subdomain called mail. And so your MX record have no corresponding to the MX to the A record. So there's no IP address indicate where the MX record is at. Okay, this is probably the most same issue, like 80-85% of the issue you may encounter. Okay, now we have already know how